Hello, this is Joe, 12:40 p.m. Eastern, February 9th, 2023, and we're going to be doing a live trade management update right now. So let me kind of give you the lay of the land of what was happening. So basically this morning, let me get this out of here, we did our open together and then we saw the market selling off, and I knew there was a lot of support here, based on yesterday. But what I did here, so I saw this market went down into the moving average and then retraced. So I'm noticing this tight bear channel, and then finally the market. But I knew we were at support, so I wasn't really excited about shorting just yet. But then what happened is at this point the market tried to reverse, because this could have been the low of the day, right? So this definitely could have been the low of the day because of support here. The market tried to reverse up, and when I saw it failing at the moving average, I basically, you can see where I'm short from, so I basically got short at the low of this candle. So I'm pushing up, fail. I got short at the low of that candle. So I got short there. My stop is going to be up here. My initial stop was up there, I should say. And now we're able to, and so at this point, our profits, our maximum favorable excursion is this much. Now the market's retracing up a bit. And so next thing that we're going to look at here is, okay, so now we're able to move our stop here. Let's move our stop to above here. But so again, so now what we're looking for is we want to look for evidence of buying. Okay, we want to look for evidence of buying and look for a place to cover, because if we look at a long-term chart, right? So then this is, what I'm thinking at this point is that this is a really, really strong bear, 3 big red candles. It could be a climax. This could be a climax down. So I want to be aware. I mean, oftentimes what I'll do, because, when it comes to shorts, we just had this big move down from 41.40 to 41, let's say 20. So 20-point move down. Now, I'm short. I'm in a good position. My stop's got to be up here. But with any evidence of buying, I'm going to want to cover, because, if it starts to go back up, I could always re-short. But I don't want to give up these profits here. So what I'll do sometimes, and this is just on shorts, because shorts could reverse very quickly. We don't have much time to cover, right? So if you look at a 1-minute chart, this is going to give you a much more granular view. When I'm looking to cover, I look at this and say, okay, well, let's see. So far on a 1-minute chart, this will give you a lot more detail. And again, this is only when I'm about to cover, because I'm in a good position. I have good profits, but we have to put some profits in the book. So one way to do it is to cover on the way down, right? So one way to do it is to just maybe divide this into 12, like divide it into quarters. So 12 4 times, right? And so, like right now, for example, right? So the market, all of these, a bunch of red bars, okay? 1 green bar, but they sold it immediately, right? So now I'm going to be looking at this area, right above here. Okay. So now I want to be looking above this area, because although my stop's all the way up top, I'm going to manually stop myself out, at least on a portion of it, if I start seeing, because, if this is going to be a much bigger downtrend, of course, we don't want to keep our stop tight, but we don't know. Short covering is a different animal. It's a different skill. Short covering, basically, what you're looking at here is just, at any point, okay, when you look at it, let's see if we can find the downtrend. But markets, especially when it's a strong downtrend like this, again, I'm not looking to cover just because I have a certain amount of profit made. But if I start seeing buying down here, okay, at some point, the downtrend is going to end. At some point, the downtrend is going to end. Well, is it going to be in this area? Because now it looks like if you notice, look at the behavior here. Now we had green bar, and back down. And now let's see what happens at this point. So let's see what happens. Because this could be converting into a trading range. At this point, we could be converting to a trading range, but still, only one green bar, red bar, red bar, red bar, red bar. If I start seeing green bars on the 1 minute chart, I'll at least cover a quarter, and then we'll go from there. But right now, we're going to just wait and see. I mean, one of the things I like to measure is what is the stretch or the distance from the moving average. So what was the maximum stretch? So down here, the moving average was here. We stretched that far, right? So how much power this is? So that seems like to be the furthest. In other words, how far can we stretch from the moving average? This is their buying. I'm going to cover some here. All right, so I just covered some there because I saw a green bar. Again, I'm not going to panic out, but that was enough to just at least let me cover some. Because what I was saying here, let's see what happens here. Let's see if they sell so far. They're selling the green candle on the 1 minute. But when it comes to shorts, it's not a bad idea to scale out because at any time this market could reverse. And then again, if we end up getting out and the market reverses back down, we could always get short again. So there's no rush, no worries. I mean, you're not seeing as much of this, but let's go back to the 5 minute chart just to keep it in context, because you don't want to overly maximize, get overly crazy with it. So we did cover some there. And again, at this point, what I'm concerned about is just moving too far too fast. But at the same time, I want to stay with the trend. If I look back at the 5 minute bar, because ultimately I'm trading off of a 5 minute chart, right? But what I don't want to happen, because like right now, if we look at the bottom end of the trend line, let's see, we could draw it that way. We're at the bottom. I mean, this is the buy zone. This is the trend line buy zone on the downside. So, there's nothing on the 5 minute telling us except that it's moved so far, and I could possibly want to short at a higher price. But there's nothing in the bars here. Like there's nothing in the bars that are telling us to get out. But this may be at least a short-term climax, or maybe transitioning into a trading range. I cover another quarter and another quarter. So I only have a quarter left, because we're at the buy zone, and I'm just going to close out. So that's it. So to just let's review the trade. So that was the trade right there, because again, I saw, well, let's go back to the 1 minute chart just to see what it looked like. It's, I'm willing to get short again, but for this particular trade, it was a nice move. We made a good profit. And let's take a look here. We're at the bottom end, we're at the buy zone, starting to see some buying. And again, this is probably going to turn into a trading range. Like, consolidate down here for a bit, but I just didn't want to have to deal with the pullback. So then, if I see it selling again, I'll just get short again. So it's not a problem. So, but let's look at the architecture of the trade. We ended up getting out right there our risk. So this was our risk. This was our reward. So we made slightly about an R+25 roughly. And this was our give back box. This is how much we gave back. So not too bad. Now, the market could continue down here, and if it's going to do that right from here without a pullback, it's going to do it without me, because I'm not going to be on board for that. Can't get everything. All right, so here we are. So basically, that was the trade. Here's the trade for, it came on, we were scanned. So again, we were short here, okay, short here from the zone of resistance, because we saw the market failing and at the moving average, and then we captured this move, and we'll see what happens the rest of the day. See you guys. Trade well and manage your risk.